Good evening. Just a little word of warning. I may suddenly dive into the first row screaming. If that does happen, don't be alarmed. It's the flashbacks. I was in Narm, you see. Far Narm, in Surrey. And it was tough being brought up in a picturesque market town in the southeast of England. And me and my friends, we used to get picked on quite a lot because of the way that we looked. We had the long, greasy hair and dressed in black from head to toe and piercings everywhere, constantly moody. They still have that look these days. It's called B&Q shop assistant. In a weird twist of fate, I was actually punched in the face by a B&Q shop assistant only last week. It's bad. I only asked for decking. I was in there, my wife had sent me in there because she's redesigning our house and she's come up with this, well apparently it's the new thing, shabby chic. I have no idea why she wants to make our house look like a badly dressed Arab. I'm a big fan of technology. I bought the latest iPhone and I've downloaded a few apps onto it and I've downloaded that game, the Angry Birds game. I don't know if anyone's familiar with it, probably are. If you're not familiar with it, what you basically do is you take these little angry birds and you throw them at a bunch of pigs. Or as I like to call it, a bitch fight on a Saturday night in Essex. I've got another couple of apps on here. I've got a really good one actually. I can take a photo of myself and it makes me look really fat. It's called Camera. I'm on Facebook as well, which I use on there. And when I was, I'm not going to offend you. When I was joining Facebook, I was wondering what I was going to use for my name, because I didn't want to use my real name, and I thought, I might use Nobody. And what that means, that now when somebody puts up some crap picture of their friends, I can click like, and it says, nobody likes this. As I say, I am a fan of technology. I've just bought this sat-nav system, and it's got Bonnie Tyler's voice on it. It's rubbish, it just keeps telling me to turn around and every now and then it falls apart. That's not even fun. So when I'm not driving round and round in circles or playing with my iPhone, I like to walk my little dog. I've got a little black Cocker Spaniel. And I was out walking him the other day and this woman came up to me and she said, oh, what a lovely dog. Is he a working dog? And I thought, that's a bit of a strange question. So I said, well, actually, he's a trained IT consultant, but he's out of work at the moment. The economy's in a bit of a state. She said, are you being facetious? And I said, no, love, I'm not being facetious. The economy really is fucked. Do you know who I blame for that? I blame Nick Clegg. Ooh. Do you know the difference between Nick Clegg and the Tooth Fairy is that some people still believe in the Tooth Fairy. The Lib Dems getting into power is very strange. They've been sat there for years on the sidelines waiting, and finally they've been asked. They're basically like a fat bird at a disco. Been sat there waiting and waiting for somebody to ask them to dance. And finally they've been asked. The only difference between Nick Clegg and a fat bird is that Nick Clegg is going to get fucked. They've come up with this new scheme where they're testing disabled people now. I mean, how low can they go? They're testing disabled people to see if they're still disabled or if they're actually able to go back to work. They should test Nick Clegg because he clearly can't stand up for himself. There is one thing he still stands for though, and that is when David Cameron comes into the room. It's a shame because, you probably remember, a couple of years back they were doing the live American-style election debates and you had You had Nick Clegg, and you had David Cameron, you had the funny Scottish guy with the eyes. I can't remember what he was called. And we kind of liked Nick Clegg then, didn't we? We didn't know much about him. He seemed alright. He was kind of new and fresh. I thought he was kind of rock and roll, you know. I thought, Nick Clegg, I want to be in your gang. Huh? I want to be in your gang, Nick Clegg. And then he goes and does these vile, disgusting, unspeakable acts. And have you seen him without his wig on? Hang on a second. Am I getting confused with Gary Glitter? I'll just leave you with one thought. They say that cleanliness is close to godliness. It's a shame they never told that to those dirty fucking Catholic priests. My name's Danny Keith. Thank you for listening.
Give it up for Danny one more time. Where's Danny's gang? Just there. Super. Another couple of drinks won't hurt. Might get lucky tonight. Not we the bear. Right then. When